Assalamu alaikum. This is Ghulam Abbas from MH Language Solutions. Today we are going to talk about IELTS reading skills. In IELTS reading, students often have to read large chunks of the text. In other words, they need to read a lot of text within short time. If they read each and every word, then obviously they won't be able to complete their reading within given time. They need to use certain skills, certain strategies so that they can complete their reading test within the given time. And today we are going to talk about those skills which may help you to accomplish your reading task easily and within the given time. So let's begin. Okay, let's talk about the first skill. First skill is scanning. We use this skill to save our time in IELTS reading. How do we scan? We select a certain name, place or a number from the question, and then we try to find out that information from the text. We do not read each and every word in the text. Rather, we try to locate only the expression that we are looking for. And this process is known as scanning. It helps us to avoid reading the unnecessary information. Let's try to understand it with the help of an example. In this example, we have a text and we have certain expressions. Let's try the first expression. The first expression is steadily crept. When you try to find out this expression, you can easily find it out in paragraph number B. Similarly, next expression, over cultivation, can be found in paragraph number C. Now it's your turn to find out next two expressions. Okay, you got it right. Plant species is in paragraph number D and management is in paragraph number E. Now my question is, did you read all the text or each and every word in the text to get to these words, or when you were trying to find out these expressions? No, you did not. What you have done actually is known as scanning. The next question that may come into your mind, does scanning actually help to save time? Well, yes, it does. How? Let's understand it. In the given question, we select the word pissa as a key word, and then we try to find out this word pissa or this expression pissa from the text. It can be easily located in paragraph number B. Now, this certain expression can be found at two different positions. We have to verify which position actually contains the answer we are looking for. And when you will read it closely, you will find it out that the second expression, issa, that is located in the second last line, contains the answer. In this way, you might have observed that we have saved our time. We did not have to read paragraph number A at all. Rather, we just located the position of our answer and we got our answer. The next skill we are going to talk about is skimming. What is skimming? Skimming is finding out the main theme of a certain paragraph or the crux of a text. How do we do that? We do not read each and every word of the text. Rather, we just go through the text and try to find out what is the purpose of this text. Normally, a paragraph consists of three parts. Its main point, that is known as topic sentence, then supporting details, which is actually explanation, or sometimes it's an example that is given to prove the main point. And lastly, we have a concluding statements. For skimming, we do not read the whole paragraph. Rather, we read only the topic sentence and concluding sentence carefully. Rest of the information is not read carefully. Rather, we just go through it. We do not read the explanation completely. Rather, we just go through it and try to get the overall meaning of it. What is the benefit of skimming? Skimming saves a lot of your time, because if you do not skim, then obviously you need to read each and every word. And by skimming, we only read the topic sentence and concluding sentence. We skip rest of the information, and in this way we get the overall meaning of the paragraph without reading each and every word. How does skimming save time? Let's try to understand it with the help of this example. In this example, you can see we have a paragraph and then we have certain headings. We need to decide that which heading is actually representing the whole paragraph. The first sentence in this certain paragraph is actually the topic sentence, which is talking about a Hungarian composer who actually developed a certain method of training the singers. You can just get through rest of the information, and when you look at the headings, you can easily decide that it is actually a method for training singers. So in this way, you can observe that by just reading the topic sentence, we have got the right answer. Now let's move on towards the next example. In the next example, we have another paragraph. In this paragraph, the topic sentence is not the first sentence. Rather, it is the second sentence, where the writer is talking about a student who was given a special treatment by the principal of the school. And when we look at the headings, we can easily identify that it is heading number 3, an approach that helped a young learner. We do not need to read each and every word of the paragraph. Rather, we just need to focus on the topic sentence and we just get through rest of the sentence. And we have in our mind that we are not trying to find out the whole meaning or the meaning of each and every word in the text. Rather, we are just trying to collect the overall meaning of the paragraph. The next skill is close reading. As it is obvious from the name itself that close reading means trying to understand the meaning of each and every word in the text. Usually for certain questions we need to read 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, and we need to understand each and every word of those lines if we want to give the correct answer. This skill is totally different from skimming. In skimming, we try to get the overall meaning of a certain paragraph or certain part of the text. But here in close reading, we want to know the meaning of each and every word. We want to know the meaning of each line in the paragraph. And this skill is required for answering the certain questions. Scanning helps us to locate the information, to find out where our answer is placed. But to verify, to be certain about the answer, we need to closely read it. Let's try to understand it with the help of this example. In this example, we are required to find out the recent top subject in PISA test by Finland. We select PISA as a keyword and then we scan the information. After scanning, we get to know that the second position of PISA is the position where our answer is located. Now we need to read the 2-3 lines very closely so that we get to know what is the correct answer. Because in this part we have at least 3 different subjects and we need to select which subject was topped by Finland. We have science subject here, we have reading as a subject here, and then the third subject that we have here is maths. When we read it closely, then we come to know that it is actually science that is the correct answer, because they came second in science and then they came third in reading and sixth in math. So the subject that they topped in accordance with the other subjects is actually science. Another important skill that you need to be aware of in IELTS reading is getting to know the paraphrasing and synonyms. In other words, when you read a question in IELTS reading, the words used in the question and the words which you read in the text are not going to be similar. You need to know a lot of synonyms. You also need to know how one certain line can be said in another way to find out the correct answer. Let's try to understand how synonyms and paraphrases are used in IELTS reading. In the first statement, the question says, young pupils had to study an additional something. When we go to the text, there we find that instead of young pupils, we have children. And then instead of study, the word learning has been used. Similarly, when we move on towards the second question, it says all the students were given the same dash to use. Now in the statement, instead of same, the word equal has been used, and instead of all the teachers, we have all teachers had. Similarly, when it comes to third question statement, it says teachers had to get a dash, but they did not have to pay for it. In the text, it says every teacher gain. In the question, it was get, but here we have gain. Then in the question, it was not pay for it, but here in the text it says paid for by the state. So you have got an idea how IELTS examiner change certain words and expressions to measure your comprehension of the text. Don't expect to see the same word in the text as you have seen in the question, because examiners often use synonyms and paraphrases when they are making your reading test. Last skill that is extremely important is time management, because you need to read larger chunks or larger parts of the text, but the time is very limited. You can manage your time in 3 ways. First of all, make reading your habit. Try to read from different sources. Try to read whatever you feel is interesting. This will improve your speed. Secondly, do lots of mock tests. Those tests will help you to understand the pattern of different questions, and you will also get to know the structure of the test. This will improve your time. Thirdly, try to use all the skills that we have talked about. Try to skim, scan, and close read wherever it is needed, and you will be able to manage your time. Dear students, that is all for today. I hope today's video was a help. Thank you very much for watching this video. Stay tuned for the next exciting video. Allah Hafiz.